Welcome to our report on the ranking of the world's poorest countries, based on per capita GDP followed by total GDP. In this ranking, we will explore the most fragile economies on the planet. Let's review the countries from 15th to 1st place in this ranking to uncover the economic realities of these nations. 15th, Eritrea. Located in East Africa, Eritrea has a per capita GDP of only $715, ranking 15th. The country's total GDP is $2.67 billion. Eritrea faces significant economic and social challenges, such as regional conflicts and lack of access to resources. 14th, Democratic Republic of Congo. Situated in Central Africa, the DR Congo ranks 14th with a per capita GDP of $695 and a total GDP of $69.48 billion. Despite its vast natural resources, the country deals with governance issues, internal conflicts, and widespread poverty. 13th, Chad. Located in Central Africa, Chad ranks 13th with a per capita GDP of $667 and a total GDP of $11.96 billion. The country faces economic difficulties due to natural disasters and limited access to essential services. 12th, North Korea. Situated in East Asia, North Korea occupies the 12th position with a per capita GDP of $654 and a total GDP of $16.75 billion. Isolation, international sanctions, and restrictive economic policies hinder the country's economic development. 11th, Niger. Located in West Africa, Niger ranks 11th with a per capita GDP of $613 and a total GDP of $16.62 billion. The country faces security challenges, natural disasters, and limited economic diversification. 10th, Afghanistan. Situated in South Asia, Afghanistan holds the 10th position with a per capita GDP of $611 and a total GDP of $14.94 billion. The country is plagued by conflicts and economic hardships, with the need to address development and stability challenges. 9th, Mozambique. Located in Southern Africa, Mozambique ranks 9th with a per capita GDP of $587 and a total GDP of $19.91 billion. Mozambique grapples with challenges related to natural disasters, poverty, and limited access to essential services. 8th, Yemen. Situated in Western Asia, Yemen stands at the 8th place with a per capita GDP of $573 and a total GDP of $19.53 billion. The country faces a devastating civil war and a major humanitarian crisis, severely affecting its economy. 7th, Somalia. Located in East Africa, Somalia occupies the 7th place with a per capita GDP of $544 and a total GDP of $8.74 billion. The country is marked by conflicts and economic challenges, requiring reconstruction after years of civil war. 6th, Madagascar. Situated in Southern Africa, Madagascar ranks 6th with a per capita GDP of $536 and a total GDP of $15.97 billion. The country faces challenges of economic development and socio-economic inequalities. 5th, Central African Republic. Located in Central Africa, the Central African Republic ranks 5th with a per capita GDP of $534 and a total GDP of $2.74 billion. The Central African Republic is one of the poorest countries in the world, facing armed conflicts and limited access to essential services. 4th, Malawi. Situated in Southern Africa, Malawi holds the 4th position with a per capita GDP of $496 and a total GDP of $11.28 billion. The country faces economic and social challenges, including poverty and limited access to healthcare. Third, South Sudan. Located in East Africa, South Sudan ranks third with a per capita GDP of $467 and a total GDP of $7.01 billion. South Sudan faces economic and political challenges, including economic inequalities and the consequences of prolonged conflicts. Second, Sierra Leone. Situated in West Africa, Sierra Leone occupies the second position with a per capita GDP of $415 and a total GDP of $3.52 billion. The country faces economic and social difficulties, requiring efforts to improve the living conditions of its population. First, Burundi. Finally, we reach the top of the ranking with Burundi, located in East Africa, the poorest country in the world. With a per capita GDP of only $249, Burundi has a total GDP of $3.23 billion. The country faces significant economic and social challenges, including widespread poverty and limited access to essential services. In conclusion, the majority of these poorest countries in the world are African. Their per capita GDP and total GDP highlight major economic challenges, including conflicts, natural disasters, and inequalities. Supporting development and humanitarian initiatives is crucial to improving their living conditions and stimulating their economic growth. Let's work together towards a more equitable and prosperous future for all.